Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Let's try that again. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. We want to welcome any visitors with us today. And I think we've all been here before, so we'll just quickly go on to the next introduction part here. Our musician today is Ralph Leesburg. Thanks, Ralph. And we're blessed to have Dr. Michelle Harkey with us today. She's doing double duty. She's our speaker and then presenting a workshop afterwards. And she worked for many years in the field of veterinary medicine, both in private practice and as a professor at the veterinary college at OSU. Over the years, she has branched out into wider-ranging healing and spiritual enrichment work. Her title today is Developing My Spiritual Resilience. Michelle, thanks so much for being with us. Before we begin, some brief announcements. As I said before, Dr. Harkey will lead us a workshop on emotional resilience in challenging times. Her message is spiritual resilience, but afterwards it's going to be emotional resilience. This promises to be a really timely and helpful workshop on managing emotions and coping with stress. I, for one, could really use this. Participants will leave equipped with practical techniques to enhance their resilience in the face of life's challenges. It'll convene at 11:45 right here in the sanctuary after we all break for refreshments and go to about 1 or so. Yoga this week, as usual, Thursday, 1 p.m. in the fellowship area. Newcomers are always welcome, and it's on a donation basis. Our summer concert now is rapidly approaching. It's August 17th at 6 p.m. A wonderful lineup of musicians is coming together, and it's always a great concert and a great time of gathering with friends. Hopefully it'll be on our back lawn, weather permitting, or inside if it's too hot or wet. And finally, many thanks to everyone for your generous tithes and gifts, whether by PayPal, through our UnityDelawareOhio.org website, or here in our offering baskets. We're grateful for your support. And now we will prepare to go into prayer. We're very inclusive in our prayers and unity, holding the highest in mind and heart for ourselves, each other, our communities, and our world. If you're listening in online, please remember you can send in a prayer request at any time by our website, UnityDelawareOhio.org. Just use the prayer request tab at the top of the page. Now, Ralph will lead us into prayer with a song.
And you all know it, Karen Drucker's I Am So Blessed. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed.
Let us pray. As we breathe in and then out, we connect to our divine source. As we gather in the sacred space of Unity of Delaware, we come together with open hearts and open minds to explore the importance of developing our spiritual resilience. We acknowledge the challenges and obstacles that we may face in our lives, and we seek to deepen our connection with Spirit to find comfort, strength, and guidance. We recognize the strength and power that lies within each of us. And today we will explore the connection between spiritual resilience and emotional well-being, recognizing the power of a strong spiritual foundation in navigating life's challenges. We will explore the depths of our faith and discover how it can provide us with the comfort and support we need to overcome any obstacle that comes our way. May we be reminded of the strength and power that lies within each of us. And may we find peace in knowing that we are never alone on this journey. Help us to cultivate a deep faith that can sustain us through the trials and tribulations of life and guide us towards a place of peace and clarity. Grant us the wisdom to see the lessons and blessings that are present in every challenge, and help us to trust in the divine plan that is unfolding before us. May our spirits be uplifted and our souls be nourished as we explore the depths of our spiritual resilience. Bless this gathering, bless the message, and bless each and every soul, human and animal, present here today, those watching online today, and those watching online in the future. May we be filled with the light of your love and the strength of your faith as we embark on this spiritual journey together. We recognize and appreciate the spiritual wisdom and the healing power of the Unity of Delaware community. And we are grateful for the opportunity to come together in love and support. May our hearts be open, our minds be clear, and our spirits be lifted in the light of your divine love. And so it is.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I was reading a book about lighthouses. And I like metaphors, and I think maybe a lighthouse could be a metaphor for spiritual enlightenment, seeing the light, whatever. Anyway, so this is a tune I came up with. There are dark times in my life. There were times I could hardly see. There were times when it seemed like the whole wide world shut off its light from me. There were times that I felt so bad. Despair had taken its toll, like I was shut up in a windowless room in the dark night of the soul. That's when I saw the beacon of light, saw the beacon of hope. I felt the towering strength, giving me the power to cope, lighting up my path, showing me the truth. It was there all the time. Lighthouse of truth. Now when the sun seems to disappear and storm clouds fill the skies, I know truth is always near. I just have to open my eyes. It stands taller than the trees, and its light is shining true over the raging seas, with a promise for me and you. When I think about how I got here, I sometimes wonder about the changes in me. From a person who was living in fear to a person who is living free. And if I just keep moving ahead, living life day by day, accepting my daily bread, with the truth to light my way, that's when I'll see the beacon of light, see the beacon of hope. I'll feel the tower of strength, giving me the power to cope, lighting up my path, showing me the proof it was there all the time, the lighthouse of truth. Yes, it was there all the time, the lighthouse of truth. Thank you very much. And now, without further ado, Michelle.
Thank you, Ralph. It's all in divine order. What a beautiful song to lead to the message today. But before we begin, I always like to start with some humor, as Reverend Joanne does. And typically, I have historically given dog and cat jokes. So today, I'm going to branch out and show the depth of my veterinary degree. My parents would be so happy. I'm going to do a little bird humor. So the first question to ask you is, why do hummingbirds hum? Why do hummingbirds hum?
Can't sing.
No, because they don't know the words, Ralph. There you go. They don't know the words. All right, so what do you call a bird that is afraid of heights? What do you call a bird that's afraid of heights? A chicken.
Chicken.
Okay. All right. And what instrument, Ralph, you'll probably know this one. What instrument did the chicken play in the band? The drum, right. The drum, because it had drumsticks. Okay, there you go. We're really on a deeper spiritual level. Let's get real here. How do you know if a bird is in touch with its spiritual side? When it starts singing hymns instead of its regular bird call. Now imagine if you walked outside and you started hearing hymns from the birds. Wouldn't that be amazing? Okay. And lastly, why did the chicken go to church? To pray for strength and faith to cross the road, of course. So there we go. So thank you for being here today. And the title of the talk is Developing My Spiritual Resilience. And it's like, what do you mean when you say spiritual resilience, Michelle? And what I'm talking about is this ability to maintain our faith, hope, and strength in the face of adversity, challenges, or really any difficult circumstance. And it involves drawing upon our spiritual beliefs, our values, the practices that we do every day to navigate or overcome life's struggles with grace, dignity, purpose, and a trust in a higher power that this too shall work out. Because you see, it's during these difficult times that we have, the times of hardship and struggle, that our faith is challenged and is truly put to the test. In these moments, we are called to trust in God's plan for our life. And we can find comfort in knowing that we are not alone, ever. We are never alone. That divine love and guidance are with us every step of the way. So today we'll talk about 5 key foundations of resilience. And they are faith, hope, mindfulness, mindset, and community. So the first is faith, and that is believing in a higher power, trusting in God's plan for our lives, and even when we're faced with challenges or setbacks or uncertainties. I think my faith was most tested when I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2006. And I can remember one evening at dinner, I had this intuitive knowing that there was a path and a purpose for me going through what I did. I got a sense as I was getting ready to teach at Ohio State that students would come through my path that would either be diagnosed with cancer themselves or their family members, and I would be a strong support to that. And now 18 years later, after my diagnosis, as I look back on the journey, I see the divine purpose in all of it. to raise money for cancer research, to serve as a guide for others going through their cancer journey, the divine purpose of my diagnosis and path through breast cancer. One of my favorite verses in the Bible is Psalm 119, verse 105. Your word is a lamp for my feet, a light on my path. For me, the Word of God serves as a guidance source of wisdom and strength to sustain my journey throughout my life. One of my favorite singer-songwriters, in addition to Ralph, is Amy Grant. And Amy wrote a song about that Bible verse called Thy Word. And anytime I'm down, I listen to that song or songs by Ralph or other positive message musicians to help me see the light or to remember who I am. So the words from Amy's song are this: Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. When I feel afraid, think I've lost my way, still you're right there beside me. Nothing will I fear as long as you are near. Please be near me to the end. What a beautiful song. I encourage you, maybe later today, go listen to that. Another one of my favorite quotes is Rumi. And Rumi said, when you start to walk on the way appears. For example, when I left Ohio State, I had a nice paying job. I was a faculty member. I had great health insurance and benefits. Why, Michelle, would you leave Ohio State? And yet I knew that there was some purpose, some divine calling that I needed to answer. And it required me to step out into a path where there was no road. And as I did, as Rumi said, the path appeared. And I'm here with you today as a result of that. I also became aware recently of what's called the law of favorability. And it was made popular by the book The Alchemist. And it's this idea of synchronicity, that the right people show up at the right time, that the universe is working for you. A friendly universe, as Byron Katie would say. And the universe is working to bring positive outcomes and opportunities in your life when you step out in faith. This concept also emphasizes the importance of listening to our intuition and being open to signs, whether that's people or signs from other messages, billboards, or I don't know, whatever signs you might get. And those are what guide us towards our destiny. Several years ago, I was doing a cancer walk with my niece and nephew, and I looked 100 feet from me was a dog that was down, which was unusual for a service dog. So I knew the dog was in trouble. As we came up on the man who had some sight challenges, I told him who I was, that I was a veterinarian, and asked if I could help. And I remember his first words, I just said a prayer that God would send the right person to help me. And look who showed up, a former emergency veterinarian. Well, as people passed us, they gave us bottles of water. We cooled the dog down. I had them go get a truck to take the dog back to the parking lot to an air-conditioned car. And the good news is that the dog survived and thrived. Being at the right place at the right time. I'm a veterinarian, and that happens to me all the time. God gives me the opportunity to help others through what I do. Another time I was at an airport and got that wonderful announcement, your flight's been canceled. And as I looked up in the corner, I saw a woman with a little dog in a carrier. She was probably in her late 80s. And again, between stimulus and response, we always have a choice. I could have not done anything, yet a divine calling to Michelle, go talk to her. So I gave her my card, and because I knew for her to take the dog to the place where it could go to the bathroom was way too long for her to walk to. Would she trust me? Would she have faith in me to give me her dog to take away from her? I gave her my card, and she trusted me and had faith in me. And we flew back to Columbus together and became pen pals for a number of years until she passed on. And her dog did very, very well. What people have you met by some synchronicity event? It was in divine order. And who do you happen to sit next to on planes? Is that a divine connection you need to make? And what if you lived your life every day as if there's no coincidences? We call it a God week or a God incident. How would you live your life if everybody that you saw today and for the rest of your life was put in there for a purpose and a reason? Either for you to give them something or them to get something from you. What would your life be like? Stepping out in faith. The second foundation is hope. Maintaining positive outlook even when times are challenging. So I want to share Colby. Colby's journal. Colby's my 11-year-old yellow lab. And Colby journals because he's heard his mother speak about journaling a lot here. So here's his journal entry for July 5th in the morning. This is going to be the best day of my life. In the evening, he wrote, it was the best day of my life. Then on July 6th, here's his morning entry. This is going to be the best day of my life. That evening, it was the best day of my life. And then this morning I checked, this is going to be the best day of my life. So imagine if you lived your life like that. Now the reality is there's the ups and downs of life. But what if you woke up every day and say, this is the best day of my life? What would your life be like? You see, the science of hope, it's a psychological framework that explores the nature, benefits, and mechanisms of hope as a positive psychological trait. And it's a cognitive process that involves setting goals, creating a pathway to get to those goals, and then maintaining willpower and the desire and the motivation to get there. You see, I'm a coach, not a football coach, although I feel like it sometimes. I'm a life coach. And so I help people craft a vision of who they want to be in the future, discover where they are today, and then create a pathway to get there. That's the science of coaching, giving people hope. Research in the field of positive psychology has shown that hope is linked to a variety of various positive outcomes: greater well-being, optimism, improved mental health, enhanced coping strategies, better academic and work performance, and it goes on and on and on. What goals have you set for yourself this year? And what path will you take to achieve them? What motivates you to accomplish your goals? And what vision pulls you to accomplish those goals? The third pillar or foundation for spiritual resilience is mindfulness. John Kabat-Zinn, who created mindfulness-based stress reduction, has this definition of mindfulness. And it's awareness that arises through paying attention on purpose in the present moment, non-judgmentally. So I want to just talk a few seconds about neuroscience, because we know when we're stressed, and many of us are stressed today, our jobs, our families, challenging diagnosis, health conditions. When we're stressed, our bodies release epinephrine, norepinephrine, cortisol that go through our body. Now, we need some stress in order to live our lives. We don't elevate, but we need some stress. The challenge is too much stress can be damaging to our immune system, to our happiness. It can elevate our blood pressure, our heart rate. So what's the antidote? Well, the antidote is stimulating our parasympathetic nervous system. When we do that, women will release oxytocin, then vasopressin, blood pressure reduces, our immune system is enhanced, neurogenesis occurs, so many beneficial things happen. What do I do to stimulate my parasympathetic nervous system, or what we call renewal? Prayer is one spiritual practice. Praying to a loving God. The research suggests praying to a loving God promotes positive emotions, decreased anxiety, decreased depression, and enhanced overall well-being. Meditation, and Lisa talked about that at length last week. There's over 10,000 studies published on PubMed about the benefits of meditation. Studies show a variety of things from decreased stress, reduced anxiety, overall improvement in well-being, enhanced focus, attention, memory, emotional regulation, so many positive things. And there's many ways to meditate. The traditional sitting meditation, focusing on the breath in and out, and watching the thoughts that come and go. There's mindful breathing, breathing in, breathing out, focusing on the breath. There's the body scan, where I tune into the body sensations beginning at the toes, moving up to the head. And journaling, as my dog Colby does, journaling can be a written form of mindfulness, meditation. Doing the work of Byron Katie, Katie would say that the work is meditation, meditating on a moment in time. Sensory exercises, aromatherapy, my dog's favorite. Anybody have a dog that you walk outside and they stop every 5 feet to smell? They're so in the moment, right there, right now. And I criticized my dog a little bit, and he reminded me that when I go to Bath and Body, I go to every single candle in the Bath and Body, and because I, too, like aromatherapy. Different smells can trigger different memories, kind of reduce stress, enhance our parasympathetic nervous system, so you have to find what works for you. Guided meditations, there are plenty of apps out there to help. One of the first guided meditations I remember doing was a Celestine Prophecy, if you remember that book many, many years ago. Yoga, we're very blessed to have yoga here at Unity of Delaware. What a great spiritual practice. You know, for me, I do what works for me, and you have to find what works for you. What works for you may be stressful for someone else, and vice versa. For me, it's walking my dog every morning, walking in nature. I like to swim 3 days a week. For some, swimming may be a sympathetic nervous, this stressful event. I love to swim. I'm so in the moment when I swim. And biking as well. What hobbies do you engage in to increase your parasympathetic nervous system? And what can you do to increase the activities every day? So it's not about waiting until the weekend. It's about what activities can I incorporate in my day every day. Maybe it's reading the daily word in the morning, saying a prayer in the morning, doing journaling morning and night. Many things that you can do to enhance your mindfulness. The next pillar is mindset. What do you think about all day long? Cultivating a mindset of purpose, of gratitude, and trusting God's plan, even when we face adversity. What do you think about all day long? Carol Dweck wrote a book called Mindset, which talks about a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. In the growth mindset, we believe that, well, I have a setback, I can do better next time. If I have a challenge, I can learn from that challenge and do better the next time. That I may have been born with this and I can transcend that. A fixed mindset, on the other hand, is someone who believes that they're born this way. There's nothing that they can do. It tends to be negative. And so I have a choice moment by moment of which mindset I will choose to be in. Having an awareness, I can't change what I'm not aware of. Wayne Dyer said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And Edgar Tolle said that the primary cause of our unhappiness is never the situation, it's our thoughts about the situation. Be aware of the thoughts you are thinking. Separate them from the situation, which is always neutral. It is as it is. Change your perspective and you change your situation. Life will give you whatever is needed for the evolution of your soul, your consciousness. And we all have an inner critic. We all have an inner critic, our ego. And you might be saying, I don't know what you're talking about, Michelle. Well, that's what I'm talking about. You just said to yourself, that inner critic. You see, we have about 40 to 60,000 thoughts a day, and I don't know who counted that. That's what the research says. 40 to 60,000 thoughts a day. What do you think? Most of those thoughts aren't true. And through the work of Byron Katie, I can learn to reframe my negative self-talk. My negative self-talk about you, my negative self-talk about myself. That's possible. And the last pillar is community and family support. Drawing on the strength of a supportive spiritual community such as Unity of Delaware that provides fellowship, encouragement, and prayer support. Author Dr. Britt Andriata has written a number of books, one called Wired to Connect. And she said this: if you remember nothing else about neuroscience, remember this, that we as human beings are wired to do three things. We are wired to survive, wired to belong, and wired to become. So this need to survive, it's our need for food, water, and shelter, the need to belong, which talks about our community here, our need to be accepted for who we are, to feel a part of a spiritual community, to feel part of something bigger than ourselves. And then the third thing, to become, which is our need to learn and to grow, to become who we want to become in the world, to have hope and to have faith, to develop our spiritual resilience, which is what we do here at Unity. Research suggests that being part of a spiritual community increases your physical and mental health, increase longevity as well, and enhance your quality of life. The work you do here is important, and I'm glad you're here today, and I'm glad you're here online. So in summary, the 5 foundations of spiritual resilience: faith, believing in a power greater than myself and trusting in a divine plan, even when setbacks occur. Having hope, the science of hope, having a goal and a vision, having a path to get there, and the motivation and the desire and the passion to make that happen. Practicing mindfulness, coming back to the present moment, which is all there is. Not living in the past or being stressed about the future. Turning to prayer, meditation, other spiritual practices. And then mindset, paying attention to what I think moment by moment, day by day. If there's issues in my past, working with a therapist is a noble and a spiritual thing to do. And taking any stressful thoughts to a one belief worksheet, doing the work of Byron Katie, challenging my limiting beliefs so that I can see me as God sees me. And then the 5th, community support. So important, the work we're doing here at Unity of Delaware, drawing strength from the Unity of Delaware spiritual community. So spiritual resilience empowers us to withstand hardships, find purpose and meaning in our experiences, and become stronger and more unwavering in our faith and trust in the divine. Practicing these 5 foundations of spiritual resilience can help us grow spiritually and emotionally. So let us pray. As we prepare to close this sacred gathering, we give thanks for our spiritual resilience and emotional well-being. We are grateful for our divine wisdom and guidance we received and for the opportunity to come together in unity and love. May the music and teachings we have received today continue to resonate in our hearts and minds throughout the week, inspiring us to cultivate a deep sense of spiritual purpose and gratitude. Help us to remember that we are always supported and guided by your loving presence, and that we have the strength and courage to face any challenge that comes our way. As we leave this space, may we carry with us the light of your love and the peace that comes from knowing that we are never alone on this journey. May we continue to nurture our spirits and strengthen our faith, drawing upon the wisdom and strength that comes from our connection with you. Bless each and every soul, human and animal, present here today and online, and may we go forth from this place with renewed hope, spiritual resilience, and inner peace. May we be a source of light and love in the world, shining brightly for all to see. And so it is.
Thank you, Michelle. was checking off check marks of things that I have thought before or will continue to think about. Thank you. I was doing running quotes through my mind the whole time while you were giving running quotes. This came from a spiritual magazine of some sort or another. I can't remember who quoted it, but it's like kind of a semi-famous quote. I'll just sing the song and stop telling the story. How's that? There is nothing to heal. There is nothing to fix. You don't need gimmicks. You don't need tricks. It's all there inside, waiting to come out. There is nothing to heal. There's only truth to reveal. That's what I'm talking about. Now I've had my share of emotional pain. Thought that I should see sunshine. All I saw was the rain. But on the other side of my worry and doubt, the sun was shining behind the clouds. That's what I'm talking about. And there is nothing to heal, no, nothing to fix. And you don't need gimmicks, you don't need tricks. It's all there inside, waiting to come out. There's nothing to heal, there's only truth to reveal. That's what I'm talking about. Now when you're looking at your neighbor and you see nothing but sin, just remember he's a mirror. You better look again. Now you may wish it was different, but there's no reason to pout. When you're looking inside, there isn't much you can hide. That's what I'm talking about. And there is nothing to heal, no, nothing to fix. And you don't need gimmicks, you don't need tricks. It's all there inside, waiting to come out. There's nothing to heal, there's only truth to reveal. That's what I'm talking about. I've always been looking for my lucky star. Was pretty sure it was out there, just never knew how far. And then I waited for sundown, and then all the stars came out. Just 'cause I couldn't see, they still were waiting for me. That's what I'm talking about. And there is nothing to heal, nothing to heal, no, there's nothing to fix. And you don't need gimmicks, no, you don't need tricks. It's all there inside, waiting to come out. There's nothing to heal, there's only truth to reveal. That's what I'm talking about. There's nothing to heal, there's only truth to reveal. That's what I'm talking about.
First of all, I'd like to give another warm thank you to Michelle for her very inspiring message. And thanks to Ralph for his great songs. We really appreciate you. And we're grateful to Michael Contras for handling our AV work as always. And also to Linda Hill for her help in gathering today. Thank you, Linda. And once again, we want to extend a warm thank you to all of you for your tithes and donations by PayPal, check, or the donate link at the top of our website. Or right here at our baskets, offering baskets. And now another brief recap of the announcements. We hope you can stay after the service today, after we have a little gathering time, for for Michelle's workshop on emotional resilience in challenging times. This promises to be a really timeful and helpful workshop, so I hope you'll take advantage of the opportunity. It'll convene right here in the sanctuary at 11:45, and we'll go to about 1:15 or so. And remember, yoga this week as usual with Tamara, and at 1 o'clock on Thursday, and that summer concert is coming up on August 17th. Any other announcements today? Well, today is the first Sunday of the month, and that means it's time for a special day song. So if you have a special event in your life, a birthday, anniversary, please come on up and we'll wish you well with our special day song. If there is anyone. No?
Wow.
This is very,
Really?
okay, we'll just truck on through July then. Okay, well then, why don't we all gather together for our peace song and the prayer for protection.
Everybody heard that?
Let's all say the prayer for protection.
God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you.